Hi CLAT aspirants, I Noni Mehta welcome you all here. Today's video is dealing with the very important and interesting aspect of the English section, that is reading comprehension. अब आप बोलेंगे मैम what is there in English section, reading comprehension ही तो होता है. Yes, true, very true, it's all about reading comprehension. So people, you students often ask me this question, ma'am, how to deal with the RC, what should be the strategy like, give us the some tips. So today I'm giving you 3 tips, that means 3 reading comprehension hacks to boost your English score, that means to solve the RC. तो अगर आपको इस वक्त you're taking 14 to 15 minutes to solve the RC, probably, so you are going to take 6 to 8 minutes if you properly follow these hacks. So these are actually those CLAT aspirants life-saving hacks for the English section. Let's start. Number 1, skimming. What is skimming? Skimming is basically you can't read the whole passage or the whole paragraph. You have to cut short its length. Why you have to cut short it? Problem is that you don't have that much time. तो अगर उसका length short करोगे, then you can complete it in 6 minutes or probably in 5 minutes, right? So now what to read and what not to read. Not every word is important. Please remember this thing. So what are those important words? Noun is important, adjective is important, main verb is important, adverb is important. But of course you can leave the helping verb, main verb is important. Articles को भी आप leave कर सकते हैं. चलो एक काम करते हैं, एक question करते हैं, how to deal with it. See this paragraph. I have already underlined those words which are important. ठीक है, फिर हम इसका क्रैक समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि are we understanding it if we are deleting those unimportant words. Night fallen, draped, thick velvet curtain of darkness as J. Gatsby alone extravagant West Egg Estate. हमको फिर भी समझ में आ रहा है, हमने सारे words है ना read नहीं किए, but still we understood. It's like night हो गई है and thick velvet curtain है darkness के and J. Gatsby जो है अपने opulent estate में alone है. ठीक है? Next, gazed longingly, eyes fixed on distant green lights, flickered the opposite shore of the bay. अंडरस्टैंड प्लीज. गेज लॉन्गिंगली मिस कर रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं, ठीक है, और आईज फिक्स हो चुकी है उस डिस्टेंट ग्रीन लाइट पे जो कि फ्लिकर हो रही है कहाँ पे, ऑपोजिट शोर, बे के ऑपोजिट शोर पे. We are still understanding it by leaving articles and by leaving those helping verbs. Helping verbs you don't have to read it, leave articles also and sometimes preposition also. Some preposition can be important but some not. Then light, elusive, allure, beckon, drew him closer. I have to underline this word also, drew. Igniting fervent desire, reach out the intangible. All right. तो अब देखिए यहाँ पे आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि drew him closer, igniting fervent desire. Fervent यानी बहुत ही enthusiastic desire को वो ignite कर रही है और वो उसके पास में जा रहे हैं और reach out कर रहे हैं उस intangible को पाने के लिए. ठीक है? So still we understood the meaning of the paragraph. So this is called as skimming. Remember, you don't have to underline the words. You don't have to do it, while solving the RC. ये तो just आपके, it's only for your benefit so that you can understand it clearly. I have done it. Otherwise ये नहीं करना है, आपको पढ़ना ही है ना single words है. Got it? So don't underline the words. You have to just read those only wanted words and please delete those unwanted words, right? Next strategy. So skimming is important. Of course, yes. Next strategy. Paraphrasing. Paraphrasing, what is paraphrasing? We are using some different word which is given in the text. So instead of that, we are using different word. Why we are using the different word? So that it can be, so that the context would be in a short form, it would be in simple form and the clarity would be there. So that's why we are doing this paraphrasing. चलो एक example करते हैं. Then we'll do the question also of paraphrasing. See this example, her life spent years of incredible change for women as they gained more rights than ever before. आपको पता चल रहा है women को rights मिल गए. तो paraphrasing that means you have to use a different words. ठीक है? This is the paraphrase. She lived through the exciting era of women's liberation. तो women's rights नहीं बोला उन्होंने, women's liberation बोला है. ठीक है? और incredible change for women के लिए उन्होंने word use किया है exciting era. All right, so this is the meaning is exactly similar, but they have used different words to make it short, simpler, and for the clarity. चलो एक question try करते हैं हम जरा. This is the paragraph, and we have to solve the question. See, this is the question. Which of the following, first we'll go through the question, then we'll go through the passage. Which of the following can be inferred about the author's views on English in contemporary India? ठीक है, author का व्यू पॉइंट बताना है किसके बारे में, इंग्लिश के बारे में, contemporary India. We understood the question. Now let's read the paragraph. English encodes class in India. It does so by sliding into the DNA of social division, income, caste, gender, religion, or place of belonging. The threat it poses to social cohesion has worried public commentators across the political spectrum. In an address delivered as Independence India's Parliament dilly-dallied over the suggestion to replace English with regional language as the medium of instruction for higher education. All right. चलिए ये हमने पढ़ लिया है, हमको समझ में आ गया ये चीज. Let's move on to the question again and we'll see the options now. पहला ऑप्शन है, the ability to speak English in India depends on place and social identity. Here the words which we have used is place and social identity. Let's see if it's given in the passage or not. Okay. So let's see here the paragraph. It does so by sliding into the nearest social division. Okay. And place of belonging. So they haven't used the same word social division or place of belonging. Instead of place of belonging, they have just written this place, and its division word is not there. So they have paraphrased it. So you can see here, place and social identity. Instead of division, they have used identity. So this is called as paraphrasing. I have used some easy examples, some easy questions. Okay, so that you can understand it very well. So these paraphrasing, you have to understand it. You have to do the skimming, and next is the third hack. That is finding relevant words. Those relevant words are very important for the whole story. आप skimming कर रहे हैं, but you are reading those words. Of course, you are not underlining it. Remember, you don't have to underline the words, but you have to read those relevant words. But now you have to find those relevant words which is forming the basis of the story. Okay, the crux of the matter, the gist of the passage. So underline those important and those frequently used words. बार बार वो words आ रहे हैं, जैसे conservation है ना, renewable energy, ऐसे करके कुछ बार बार वो words repeat हो रहे हैं. तो underline those words. और very important, you feel like इससे story एकदम से turn लेती है, वो words को आप please underline करेंगे. ठीक है? Let's solve the question. See here. Gatsby, a man of mysterious origins and boundless ambition, had amassed immense wealth and thrown lavish parties in the hope of luring Daisy Buchanan, the love of his life, back into his arms. His mansion stood as a monument to his unwavering dedication and extravagant display of opulence in an attempt to capture her attention once more. Okay, in an attempt. Now, see here, basically Gatsby जो है, ठीक है, जो डेजी बुकानन जो है उसकी लव ऑफ हिज लाइफ है, and he wants her to be back into his arms, right? तो ये वो चाहते हैं, तो hope of lure करना चाहते हैं, love of his life. तो ये आपको इस पैराग्राफ का क्रक समझ में आ गया है, तो वो आपने अंडरलाइन कर दिया है. तो ये स्टोरी का मेन जिस्ट है. नेक्स्ट, As he stood there, memories of their past relationship flooded his mind. He recalled their passionate encounters, the stolen glances, and whispered promises of eternal love. Gatsby was convinced that Daisy, the embodiment of everything he desired and strived for, held the key to his happiness, yet their love had been thwarted by the constraints of society and the cruel whims of fate. Okay. अब उसको समझ में आ रहा है कि आई वॉन्ट दिस लेडी बैक, लेकिन उसको ये भी मालूम है क्या, थ्वाटेड बाय द कंस्ट्रेंट्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी. सोसाइटी के कंस्ट्रेंट्स, कुछ कंस्ट्रेंट्स हैं जिससे वो थ्वाट, ही इज फीलिंग थ्वाटेड, राइट. तो दो चीजें आपके लिए इस दो पैराग्राफ्स में इंपॉर्टेंट हो गई हैं. क्या है, ही वॉन्ट्स his lady, that is Daisy Buchanan, to be back in his life, लेकिन कुछ constraints है, social constraints है, right? So that he is facing. So these are the important words which form the basis of the story. So please underline those words. It would be easier for you to solve the questions. Remember. तो अभी तक हमने क्या सीखा है, हमने सीखा है स्किमिंग करनी है, सिर्फ इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स रीड करने हैं, कट शॉर्ट इट्स लेंथ. नंबर 2, पैराफ्रेजिंग को कैसे डील करना है हमको, ठीक है. तो कुछ हमने एक क्वेश्चन भी सॉल्व किया है. और नंबर 3, underlining those relevant words that would be easier for you to solve the questions then. समझ, जब स्टोरी समझ में आएगी तब भी है ना, you'll understand how to solve the main idea questions, because this is the main idea of the story, which these are the underlined words forming the basis of main theme. All right. So of course you can solve the RC, but there is one more extra hack I would tell you to solve the options, to deal with the options of the questions. When you are solving the question, you're dealing with those options, you feel like, you know, one is actually wrong, one is going absolutely opposite, one is too broad to understand. So how to solve those questions, you know? तो कौन सा हमारे लिए right है, तो हमें क्या करना है, वी हैव टू डील विद दिस एलिमिनेशन थिंग. सो एलिमिनेशन विद रीजन, इस तरीके से हमको सॉल्व करना है, हमको राइट डाउन करना है. शुरू से हमको इसी तरीके से तैयारी करनी है कि जो रॉन्ग, अगर आपको रीजन लग रहा है, राइट इट रॉन्ग देयर इन द शीट, राइट इट इनकरेक्ट, राइट इट इफ समथिंग अपोजिट इज देयर. ठीक है, बिल्कुल अपोजिट कहा है. उसने कहा है कि फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन हो रहा है, एफॉरेस्टेशन हो रहा है, और वहां पे लिखा है कि नो इट्स डिफॉरेस्टेशन, तो जस्ट अपोजिट हो गया है. सो जस्ट फाइंड आउट वेदर इट्स अपोजिट, वेदर इट्स द मीनिंग इज टू ब्रॉड. सपोज you know they are talking about Jaipur or Jodhpur or Delhi, and now we have used this context for the whole India. हमने कहा है कि ना ऐसा दिल्ली में हो रहा है, और ऑप्शंस में ऐसा लिखा है कि फुल इंडिया में ऐसा हो रहा है, तो दैट इज ट्रू ब्रॉड. So we have to eliminate those options which are too broad, which are wrong, or which are absolutely opposite. और बिल्कुल with reason अपनी शीट पे लिखिए ये सब, तो आपको प्रैक्टिस रहेगी इस चीज़ की, कैसे आप ऑप्शंस रीड करके आप इसको एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं. सो एलिमिनेशन स्ट्रेटजी. चलो, let's start with the question. Let's deal with it. This is the extra hack I'm telling you. Based on the author's perspective in the passage, what role does the basketball game play in the narrative? ठीक है, basketball game हमारा क्वेश्चन यही है, कौन सा रोल प्ले कर रहा है in the narrative. All right. See here. However, I've already underlined the main words, but still see here. In this particular excerpt, McMurphy, or just a sec, orchestrates a basketball game, a momentary escape from the rigid routine of the ward. ठीक है, तो rigid routine से क्या हो रहा है, escape मिल रहा है उनको, एक राहत टाइप, एक fresh air breathe कर रहे हुए. The game becomes a symbolic battle, a clash between freedom and conformity, as the patients discover a taste of what it means to reclaim their individuality and challenge the oppressive order that governs their lives. ठीक है, चलो, options. It is a routine activity. It is not at all a routine activity. हमने पढ़ा क्या, escape from the routine activity. ठीक है, तो ये जो वर्ड है, सिंपल रूटीन एक्टिविटी लिखा है, फुल कॉन्टेक्स्ट उन्होंने नहीं लिखा है. ठीक है, तो वो विद नो सिग्निफिकेंट मीनिंग, ये भी हमारा गलत चल रहा है. ठीक है. So what we have to write? Two not proper words used. शुरू में हमको इस तरीके से ही स्ट्रेटेजी बनानी पड़ेगी, इस तरीके से लिखना पड़ेगा तो हमारे लिए बेटर है. नेक्स्ट, इट इज अ सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फ्रीडम एंड रिबेलियन अगेंस्ट कन्फॉर्मिटी. देख लेते हैं, यही लिखा हुआ था उन्होंने. सिंबॉलिक बैटल है, क्लैश बिटवीन फ्रीडम एंड कन्फॉर्मिटी है. तो वी फील लाइक ऑफ कोर्स those words have been given. So this should be the answer, but let's see the C option as well. It is a divisive event. ठीक है भाई, ये तो यूनाइट करने वाला इवेंट है, सिंबॉलिक इवेंट है. ठीक है, तो दिस इज एक्चुअली टू अपोजिट है ये. नेक्स्ट, इट इज एन एंटरटेनमेंट इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय नर्स रैच्ड फॉर द पेशेंट्स. नॉट एट ऑल इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. ठीक है, बिल्कुल, तो वही लिखेंगे, नॉट इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. नॉट गिवन भी लिख सकते हैं आप, बिल्कुल वही. नॉट गिवन. ठीक है, एंटरटेनमेंट इवेंट नहीं था ये. सो बी इज द आंसर हियर. रेस्ट ऑल आर रॉन्ग एंड प्लीज स्टेट द प्रॉपर रीजन फॉर इट. तो जो आप शुरू में ये एक्टिविटी करेंगे, फिर धीरे धीरे आपको हेल्प मिलने लग जाएगी. देन डोंट डू दिस एक्टिविटी. यू नो इट देन, विच इज रॉन्ग, विच इज टू ब्रॉड, विच इज नॉट गिवन. यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग. दिस इज एन एक्स्ट्रा हैक. तो जो अर्ली स्टेजेस में है, अभी रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए दिस लास्ट हैक, दिस एक्स्ट्रा हैक वुड बी हेल्पफुल. अदरवाइज स्किमिंग, paraphrasing and underlining those relevant words which form the basis of the story. Okay, all right, so please remember these 3 hacks. It will definitely improve your English score. Till then, thank you so much.